Good day, everyone. Today I'll be solving the questions that we're given to take home for our revision for our test. Now, number one, what do we do to solve number one? I'll actually not solve, but I'll just explain what you need to do so that it will be easier for you to solve it. So what do we do? According to our rule of BODMAS, we'll do our bracket first. So when we do this first, we have our answer 3.3. So we have 2 times 3.3 plus 3.3. So the next thing we now do, we'll do our multiplication. Then at the end, we'll now add to 3.3 to get our final answer. So that's what we do in number 1A. Now for 1B, BODMAS says you do brackets followed by off. Then the next thing is division and multiplication from left to right. Then whichever one comes first, you can do. So if division comes first, you do it. If multiplication comes first, you do it. Then same goes for addition and subtraction from left to right. So if we are doing that, we have to do this first. Then we'll do this next. Then we'll have 18 minus 6 plus 2. Then we'll now get our final answer. So for number 2, bracket comes first. Then after then, we'll do our multiplication 2. Then this is another multiplication 3. Then once we are done, we'll now add our answer here plus the answer we get here to get our final answer. Now quickly to number 3. The question says a cat can drink 0.5 liters of milk each day, while a dog can drink 2 times this amount. Okay, how much milk do the cat and dog drink all together in 1 week? 1 week is 7 days. So in 7 days, the cat will take 0.5 times 7. Okay. Then in 7 days, the dog will take 2 times 0.5. Then your answer times 7. Then to get this, you now add both of them together. You get 0.5 times 7. You put your answer down here. You get 2 times 0.5, which will give us 1.0. Then times 7. Once you get your final answer, you now add the 2 answers to get the final answer. And the answer will be in liters, or you can simply write L. So that's what you do in number 1 to number 3. Now for number 4, the question says, express this as a ratio of whole numbers. Majorly, ratio is like division. It's like telling you to do 5½ divided by 2½. So the first thing we do is to take it to improper fraction. That is 2 times 5 plus 1. That is 11 over 2 divided by 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5 over 2. Then we'll get our final answer. So I believe we all know what to do here. Keep change flip, you cut through and get a ratio of whole numbers. You should be getting something like 1 ratio this, or you understand, ratio of whole numbers. So that's what you do in number 4. Now, number 5, I believe we all should be able to solve this. It simply talks about sharing in ratio. And to share ratio, the first thing you do is to total the ratios. 3 plus 4 plus 5 will give you 12. That's the total ratio. So you now get each person's share. To get Jake's share, you take the first ratio, which is Jake's ratio, over the total ratio. That is 3 over 12 times what they are sharing over 1. Then you get your answer for Jake. For Jeremy, same way, is the second person, so you take the second ratio. That will be 4 over 12 times 960 over 1. And same thing for Jeffrey, which is 5 over 12 times 960 over 1. Then you cut it out and get your final answer. Now for number 6, what do we do? It says the ratio of boys to girls in the school is 3:5. That means for every 3 boys, there are 5 girls. Now, in the school, you have 60 girls. So how many boys do we have? How many boys? We can do this in two ways. We can either cross multiply to get your answer, or so you can either cross multiply to get the answer, or you just use equivalent fraction. So cross multiplication, you do 3 times 60 over 5 to get the boys, or what will you do to 5 to get 60? Then you do the same thing to 3 to get the number of boys. So that's what we do in number 6. Now, number 7. Now, for number 7, all we need to do is write it as a fraction. 14 over 21 equals to 2 over x. We can use cross multiplication, or we use equivalent fraction method to solve this. I will not talk so much on this. So all you just need to do is, what will you do to 14 to get 2? Then to get x, you do exactly the same thing. X will be, you do the same thing to 21 to get your x. Now, number 8, which mostly may confuse you because you've not done something similar before, but it's just testing your knowledge of your shapes. Okay, a triangle looks like this, and the total angle of it is 180. So this question is just telling you to share 180 degrees into ratio 1, 2, and 3. Then it now asks for the smallest angle, and the smallest angle will have the smallest ratio too. So 1 over the total ratio times 180 over 1. Then you get your final answer. Now, for number 9, what do we need to do? This is about increase and decrease in ratio. Now, when we're talking about increase and decrease, there are two main things that we need to talk about. That is the ratio, which is 5 over 3 equals to, initial score is always below, which is 30, then the new score. So we can just do this the normal way, using the equivalent fraction or the cross multiplication method to find the new score. Or you do to 3 to get 30, do the same thing to 5 to get the new score. So number 10 is talking about proportion, and this has to do with doing jobs and the people doing jobs and the days they need to do it. Take for example, it says if 9 men, okay. Now for 10A, 9 men can do a job in 20 days. Okay, you have to find for 1 man. If 1 man will do it, the days will increase. So if you increase, you multiply what you have at the top. So that will be, if you take 9 times 20 days. So, but this question says 4 men are doing the job. So for 4 men, it will now be what it will take 1 person divided by 4. Okay? Then 4 here 1, here 5. 9 times 5, that will give you 45 days. Okay? That is for 4 men. Now, the second question talks about saving. And it says, if a boy saves 12 naira in 1 week, 1 week equals 12 naira. 7 weeks will be equal to 7 times 12. Because it's just what you are saving for 7 weeks will be what you save for 1 week times 7, and you get 84 naira. So this is what you are required to do to solve the question you are given. I wish you all the best in your test and also in your exam. Bye.